So you just your day job is strategist in the software group, in the strategy group here at Dell. But you've been doing a little night work, and can you tell us a little about that?
Sure. Well, I just launched Kanban2go, Kanban, the number 2 go.com. It's a simple to-do list or task list manager, and it's completely hosted in the cloud. You know, our application is hosted on Rackspace. A little bit of that is in Amazon, and the code is on GitHub. And we just deploy code from our laptops to GitHub, gets pushed to Rackspace hosted cloud, and then it's monitored in the cloud. So the application monitoring, we use New Relic for it. That's our stack, and in terms of we monitor it using New Relic, and then what else? Yeah, the code is all Ruby on Rails, and there's a slick mobile app too. If you haven't checked out the HTML5 app, and it's optimized for iPhone, Android, Windows, iPads, and also your desktop.
And so, how long did it take you from sort of idea to getting this up and running?
Sure. So the idea was in my cube, really. I have a Kanban board in my cube, and I put Post-its, and me and my colleagues used to come and see what work I am doing. So in the interest of transparency, collaboration, people could come and stick their Post-its on my Kanban board. And so the idea was a very physical prototype we used in my board, and I just thought, well, why not just make this a SaaS application here? And so from conception, from last summer, I would say, until now, and we had several iterations, lots of design changes in, very rigorous iteration during the process. There was, if you look at the pictures of how the application was in the beginning to where it was, and all the little things we needed to figure out along the way, and test it and change it. So the continuous deployment in the DevOps C world is very much instrumented in the heart of this application.
So, and then just to conclude with, what would be your advice? Say I had a great idea and wanted to do something like this. What are some of the things you've learned, either the positive way or the hard way, that one should keep in mind if you want to do
Sure.
something like you're doing?
Definitely getting the right people is probably the most important thing, because when you have the right people, whether you know them or through your network, then the magic happens in the end. Without the right people, it's all about people throughout.
Cool. And then one non-people question.
Sure.
In finding the tools that you end up using in the platform, was it obvious what you wanted to use, or did you have to go through a couple iterations?
Couple of iterations, definitely. Yeah. You look around, you try to use it for a few days, you realize, I'm not getting this far along on this particular thing. Then you test with another thing, because a lot of the tools in the cloudy world are nascent. They're not yet fully mature and developed, and they may not fit for what you're trying to do. So eventually you'll figure out that several design decisions that you've made, you have to reverse, or your implementation decisions, and you will realize it. All your initial mock-up, ultimately, from that point to when the product is done, several changes will happen. And this is like the good part about the cloud is that you can iterate very fast, learn very fast. The costs are low, and results are obvious and quick. So I think this is a great period of creativity and creationism for anybody, right? We have access to these things that we could go and get and do it on our own and learn something out of this.
Awesome. Prabhakar Gopalan, thank you so much.
Thank you, Barton.